Hi everyone, this video is about step 2 for compliance management, and that is setting up your compliance tests, also in the industry known as test plans. The first thing you want to do is go to the top right corner and make sure you're set on compliance management. The next thing is you want to write a test plan for a control that you've identified. So go ahead and click on the internal control tab so that you can browse through the controls that you have. And depending on what control you want to write a test plan for, go ahead and click on it. And down here, there is a compliance test section. What you want to do is click on a new compliance test, say, give it a name, test for SAP, right? Control number 001 for SAP. And you have to identify the test frequency and how often you want to test. Any of these frequency that you select will automate the workflow to kick in. The only one that we will not have a workflow kick in is as needed ongoing. Once you select this, it tells the system that you will manually kick off the test. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that if you select a monthly test or a semi-annual test, you can still perform more frequent tests when you manually kick them off. You're just basically telling the system that you want the system to automate the tests to be kicked off during these frequency. It just doesn't mean that this is the only time you'll perform tests. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click this. You want to write the test plan, and this is where subject matter expertise really comes in to define how the controls should be tested based on how it's been implemented in your environment. If you need help with this, CyberOne has tons of resources where we can connect you with experts from different regulations, domain, and geography. Feel free to contact us at support@cb1security.com or call your account manager, and we will be happy to connect you with the right expert. Primary control owner would be the person who is going to submit the documents, the evidence for this control, and the email is gonna go to those people first so that you have something to test. The tester will be the actual person that determines if the evidence submitted passed or failed. This could be the manager of the department if you're doing self-testing, or it could be the compliance team where there's a team to validate the test. Once the tester is done, you want to plan on who is going to sign off on all the proper documentation so that you have the appropriate segregation of duty. You also want to document this next test date. This date will help you kick off a test, and it will also help you determine the period of evidence dates that you want to collect. Once all that is filled out, go ahead and click Save, and that is preparing for your test. The other thing you want to notice is that after you click Save, you see that on the bottom of this compliance test record, we have a bunch of related lists. In addition to setting up your control in terms of the frequency and who should have what role, you will want to also make sure that there is a procedure documentation for that control so that it details out how the control is performed in your organization. You may also want to add additional control contacts who is going to team up with the primary control owner to provide supporting documents. You can add as many contacts here as you need to. They will also get the workflow when it comes to requesting for documents to be submitted. Last, actually, next to the last item you need to do is to make sure that the supporting document is pre-planned and that you have vetted this out with the right domain experts to make sure that the artifacts that you're collecting for your compliance testing meets the expectation of the auditor. This is where you will itemize the document request checklist. And the last part that you want to do is apply where you're going to test this control at. And we need to have some type of asset, regardless if it's an application or an IP address of a network or some type of data or vendor that you're going to test. So you don't have to necessarily test every single one in one test because it's hard to gather a bunch of evidence with the same number of contact workflow. What you want to do is create multiple compliance tests that are target to different individuals so that you can get those workflow kickoff for collecting evidence. Okay, that's all you need to do with compliance tests. And if you have any question, please contact support at cb1security.com.